Today we have something special. We played in our first Mario Kart 8 Deluxe clan war ever. Wiggler Wild Wiggler versus Yoshi Bike. I'm on Team Wiggler today and my squad consists of some of your favorite Mario Kart content creators like Shortcat, Rod, and Rookie, as well as the best players in the world like Technical and Dash. Clan Wars are 12 races 6v6, and after combining the score of all 6 team members, the team with the most points is the winner. Playing and having to avoid hitting your teammates makes the gameplay completely different from a regular worldwide lobby. Check out the description to see my teammates' videos on this event and smash like and subscribe if you'd like to see more Clan Wars in the future. Alright, here's what happened. Starting off with Athens Dash, and I immediately start chaining double item boxes and doing shortcuts. I'd pull the super horn but get fire flowered and end up burning it to avoid hitting teammates. On lap 3, I unleash my red shells, but I was not done with the damage. I pull the fire flower at the perfect time and unleash on Team Yoshi. Immediately after, I get fire flowered myself, but I get an unwanted draft at the end as well, and my handling increases. I lose control and crash, plummeting to the bottom of the pack. Team Wiggler wins race 1 by 8. Next up, Mumu Meadows. I was beginning to realize how much more difficult this combo was to control compared to my usual teddy buggy, bitty buggy goodness, and the competition of this room was no joke. On lap 3, I pull triple mushrooms and go for shortcut but get starred in the process. Never able to catch up, I end this race in last and my team loses by 18 points. Things were off to a rough start, and now Yoshis have home court advantage on their island. After doing off-road cuts on lap 2, I was making my way to the middle of the pack and was able to red the Yoshi before the shortcut. However, I fly through the red ramp and have to use my mushroom for recovery heading into the final lap. Luckily, the shock hits me before the set and I grab ground mushrooms, finally getting some momentum until I get redded, forcing me to burn my last mushrooms, hurling towards the double set. I use my red at the end, hitting another Yoshi and fly onto the shortcut ramp. After spamming my mushrooms and getting 7, things were off to a bad start. Team Wiggler was already down 20 points. But luckily, Mushroom Gorge shows up. I secured a mushroom on lap 1, and even though Team Yoshi had top 3 going into the cave, I super bounced off the mushrooms and got to first, leading to a gap jump attempt. And this was about as close as you can get to failing it, period. After super bouncing off the first mushroom pad, I had a good lead, but then in classic Mushroom Gorge fashion, target shocked. While in 4th, I connect a fireball and pull mushrooms, and I knew this was my chance. I get the gap jump perfectly and pass a Yoshi to finish 4th. Already 1/3 the way through the clan war, we were only down 10 points thanks to a 1st and 3rd from Shortcat and Dash. Koopa Cape was a complete cluster going into the water stream section. I was hunting for item boxes with no luck, leading to an inevitable red shell. Back of the pack once again, starting lap 2, and then to my surprise, I pull a blue shell in last. My team has top 2, so the entire race nothing happened here on out. With my team front running and no shock happening, I held it the entire race. This led to another 12th place, but the sacrifice was worth it and we won the race by 16. Maple Treeway showed up at the halfway point and it was our time to shine. Team Wiggler Wild Wiggler had 2 Wiggler friends roaming around the track and the memes were at an all-time high. The morale was back up, we were finally winning this war, and as the race started, I kept chaining mushrooms, was able to take shortcut up to 2nd, but I had no idea what to do with the Bob-omb as my team was top 4. When the shock happened, the Yoshis dodged and things began to get interesting real quick. I got flattened, barely dodged a blue shell, and then a red shell came my way and I couldn't get my boomerang out in time. With the Yoshis taking over lap 2, things were looking dire on our home court. And then something magical happened. Triple shrooms meant I could take the shortcut, and thanks to the items in this game being distance-based, I pull a bullet in 7th. This is impossible in Mario Kart Wii, and my team waits for Phone Pup's star to run out and I dodge our shock. With Dash and me in 2nd and 3rd, we were slowly gaining ground on the 1st place Yoshi. I didn't use any of my items at the end because we had 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th locked up, giving us our biggest win yet with an 18-point victory. Moonview Highway now, a good track for inside drift, and right away the bomb car takes me out, so the Yoshis have a big breakaway going into lap 2. On this track you don't want to fall far behind, the boost panels make your speed items worthless for the second half of the track, and entering lap 3 I was surrounded by Yoshis everywhere. I can only dodge so many shells, a red finally connects, giving Yoshis a top 3 breakaway. I desperately use my star at the end, hoping we pull the shock, but it never happens. Team Yoshi dominates with the top 4 and wins the race by 22. Our lead was cut to 2 just like that. Now on to DS Mario Circuit. Triple Green's first box, I am unable to connect and the Yoshis start to break away again. Going into lap 2, it felt like 2 separate races, 6 of us in the front, 3 from each team, 6 in the back. What a weird start. I get a helpful red and players start dropping like flies. Then something extremely frustrating happens. I throw my green shell forward to chain items with no one in sight, but Rod gets hit by it due to insane lag. I'm sorry, Rod, but Nintendo, fix your online! Despite the frustrations, Shortcat and Technical get top 2 and we win by 14. Final GP coming up, 4 races to go, and now the track we've all been waiting for, DK Summit. After a good beginning, I chain mushroom into double box, getting some much needed banana protection. Double shortcut goes to perfection as I land on the booster, but I didn't see the shy guy and make a fatal error. Just like that, I'm in 7th. Team Wiggler top 3 going into lap 2. With this being a front running track, things were still going great. My lap 2 double shortcut was equally as sketchy as my lap 1 mushroom gorge gap cut from earlier. It is a miracle I made that, but going into lap 3, the sketchiness had only just started. Team Yoshi uses the shock and dodges, so I decide to risk it all with a double shortcut wall small and had an incredible finish, evading the bomb with a great last turn. 3rd place, and we win the race by 8, giving us a 24-point lead with only 3 races left. We got this, right? Well, Daisy Cruiser time. In typical Mario Kart 8 Deluxe online fashion, the Yoshi trails are red. It doesn't hit me on my screen, but that's not how online works in this game. I seriously felt like nowhere was safe when playing this war. I really need to learn how lag works in this game because playing competitive is just plain brutal. Halfway through lap 2, I get past the Yoshi's bomb and our team pulls a much needed blue shell. However, it wasn't going to be enough since the Yoshis had all the top positions. I secured 4th, but with their top 3, they gained 22 on us in one race, putting our lead down to just 2 points. Race 11 out of 12, Los Angeles laps, my hometown. I got this. I've played this track a grand total of 0 times online on 150cc. I was beyond excited. This was the most intense race yet. As we reached Venice Beach, I was surrounded by 5 Yoshis, and then I got hit by something I couldn't even see. My strategy as I pulled the star was to hold it until we got shocked, but after the boomerang, I unfortunately had to burn it before Dodger Stadium. Thankfully, I pull yet another star and start taking shortcuts. I couldn't wait for my team to pull shock as it was too risky, so I chained my items into single mushies, and I just wasn't having much luck, but my team was doing well and the Yoshis were in the back, meaning they had the shock. Here comes the second miracle of the video, a 6th place ghost at the end. Rod tells me to use it and I dodge the other team's shock to salvage my race. Dash pulls out first and we win the race by 14. We're up 16 going into Vancouver Velocity, the last track. It is not over, the pressure is on, and this is the only track I still don't know the layout. I was also struggling to get main turbos out since it takes longer with this vehicle, and that persisted throughout the entire war. I get triple green shells going into the glider, which makes me nervous around all my teammates since they auto-deploy in this game, so I go for the snipe. And to my surprise, it ricochets off the wall and smart bounces, hitting the Yoshi. Easily my best snipe of the day. The Yoshi tosses a bob on back, and even though I avoid it, it wasn't pretty. This puts me at 11th with no item. At the end of section 2, I get owned by the Crazy 8 and steal the star in the process. I thought I had landed on my own ground star, but I actually stole their star. So when I spammed it, I thought I was spamming my golden, but I actually spammed my star and then use my golden. So luckily, I pull another star later and start spamming through the ice ring. And what's weird about this game is bullets, they slow down before they drop you, so my golden catches up to the bullet and I get hit by it. Thankfully, I get a red shell as my last item. I hit the Yoshi, and before getting smart bounced into oblivion, I see on the mini-map that the Yoshis have top 2. Did we win? I crossed the finish line. Look at the scores. Everyone cheers. Yes, we did, just by 18 points, an extremely close war. Exhilarating experience, good games to everyone, my first clan war ever, and truly one I will never forget. This made me really want to try Inside Drift. I haven't played it in years. I was super impressed by Team Yoshi, and what do you guys think? Should I make a video playing Inside Drift Yoshi Bike online? Let me know. Thank you for watching, but before you go, Funky Kong commands you click on this video or else he won't be added to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.